evening. So I finished Crap Happens Philosophy, introducing the psychology and sociology of crap, and I was starting to make edits, and I was like, it's this is great. One day I may want to teach psychology or sociology, and this was great. It's available now, but my heart was, I want to do more. So I had the idea of a title, The Ultimate Guide to Hope and Healing in a Crap-Filled World. So I updated it, maybe like 20 more updates, and put it in here, and I printed one, and while the time of sending it to printer to getting it, I'm like, it doesn't talk enough about hope and healing. So great. The psychology and sociology of crap is perfect, and it talks about those things, but I'm like, healing, I need to do more exercises and healing or guided meditations or kind of something on how people actually heal, which is something from like head knowledge to heart knowledge, which is two different things. So I needed feedback. I added different, first I did add some exercises from a book I wrote. Gosh, when did I do this one first? I used to be a personal trainer at Bally's briefly. So the first one was 2006 also. So I wrote 2 books in 2006. So it's the Jude's Holistic Approach to Health and Healing, and I had like a workshop book to do like small groups. And I had a ton of different already created exercises that I included. So it wasn't for sale, but you got it when you were in my group type of thing. But it was all about like health and healing and spirituality and also fitness. So I had like different topics for each week. So I included a couple of these exercises I made up into the new updated version, like a time budget on what you eat and what you spend your time, because I'm like, do you realize how much time we're in front of a screen? Like things like that. Maybe we'll get out in nature where, you know, healing is still like, there's a million self-help books. If one really worked, there would be one. So it's kind of, there's so many different things. So the feedback is on a guided imagery one. So I also wrote my autobiography in 2006, I think. And there's a, let's see, yeah, April 5th, printed on April 15th, 2006. I had a guided imagery type of thing in here that was personal. And I'm like, how can I make it not personal? So I changed mine to an Mad Libs, I think they're called. And again, this is feedback, so maybe adding this in the book for a couple pages on guided imagery one. So if you want to try it with me, that would be cool. So the number 1 is, can you see it? You choose a noun, a favorite place: woods, beach, sunflower field, cruise ship. I wrote dessert, so it would be desert. Missouri, something like that. Yeah, both books do have edits. Right now, any funding goes to Share Hope Through Art under the Community Foundation. Right now, it's going to cover books and art supplies because I do memorial keepsakes and things like that often. Yeah, there's no actual profit at this point. But back to this. So number 2 is a noun, favorite place people live. So cabin, castle, houseboat, tree fort, mansion, something. Number 3 is favorite food. Number 4 is your name. Number 5 is your favorite thing. So pillows, candles, artwork, food, games, pictures, journal, books, crocheting, whatever you like doing, your hobbies, even sports stuff, whatever you like doing is that number 5. Your higher being is number 6, and today's date is number 7. So I'm going to go ahead and read it, and I'll probably just fill it in. So it's got, let's see if you can see it. The idea is the book will have lines. You can't see it. Can you see it? There's like spaces where I have the number underneath. So I'm walking through the place, and I notice a dwelling. I see the smoke coming out of the chimney. As I move closer, I can smell food. So you would put like your favorite being cooked. I come to the front door of place and knock, but no answer. I look at it, and a little post-it note says, my name. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. I felt really odd seeing my own name, but for some reason I went ahead and I was instantly overwhelmed with happiness. I see my favorite things. So we have a line. Everything I could possibly ever imagine wanting to be there was there. I'm so excited looking at everything, I nearly forgot that this house is someone else's. In through the door walks my higher being. Arms full of wood. More wood than I thought was humanly possible to carry. My higher being has a huge grin and says, I wasn't sure how long you could stay, but I didn't want you to get cold and I didn't want you to leave for a second to get more wood. And my higher being puts the wood down. I just kind of look with curiosity and I smile. I love odd games, especially from strangers, so I just keep looking. My higher being says, I wasn't expecting you. I was expecting you. And I'm glad that you made it so early. Most don't come into the house or dwelling for a while, but I'll wait for them. I decide to keep investigating my surroundings before making my first verbal move. I head over to the books. I see my name on a title, To My Beloved Name. I see another book, The Lessons Behind My Name, Struggles. There were a few paintings around the dwelling, and one had the title, Those I've Sent to Name to Help, and the picture is full of faces that have helped me along the way. Some are still blurred, but I recognize a great deal of them. I see another painting hanging on the wall that is covered but called Those I've Used My Name to Help. Then my higher being says, you don't get to see that for a while, but it's a good one. I see that the card is... I see on the mantle a card is addressed to me on the fireplace mantle. I pick it up and on the back of it, the card says, read me now. I open it and see... Welcome, name. I'm so glad that you're here with me. You have no idea of the joy that our time together brings me. It brings tears of joy to my eyes when you want to spend time with me. It's so thrilling when my children recognize that I love them and have a plan for their life that will bring true joy and peace. Although the journey is hard and our relationship has hit some rough times, I'm glad that you still trusted me even though you had some doubt. It's part of any relationship to have struggles, but what keeps it going is just trying to understand the other's perspective. Although some hard times have happened, I know that now you are glad they did because you can comfort others with the ability to relate to them. I'm so glad you can finally start to see a glimpse of the reasoning behind the trials. I don't enjoy watching you struggle. I'm glad you recognize the many helping hands I sent. But you and I both know that you would not be the person you are today if everything in the past didn't happen. So many of my children are hurting so much. I yearn to help them, and I always have an outstretched hand to them. I want to embrace them in my arms of love. You know that I use my children to help others. Let others know that I want to use them to bring everlasting peace and happiness to themselves and to others that are hurting. I do speak directly to people's hearts, but it is also helpful to use people's words, actions, songs, writings, drawings, dances, smiles, hugs, and a listening, compassionate ear. I give so many people talents to use for a more fulfilling life. I just want them to embrace those gifts and not be ashamed of them. They were a gift from me, and I like to see my presence appreciated and used. I love watching the beauty of them being lived out. So, your name. Remember, I'm always here for you. I always want to bring peace into your life and have you know I love you always. Also remember that all along the universe, I have a little place for each individual to visit me and spend time together. However, in most places I am left alone. Please just follow your heart, and I may be able to use you to reveal this to my loved ones. Don't worry, you won't be able to come up with my ideas. Just try to spend time with me daily, and my plan will unfold. Your best friend, the one, the only, your higher being. P.S. Your name. Buckle up that seatbelt in the passenger seat, because we are going for a ride. Also, look out the window. You'll now be able to see that there are tons of beautiful dwellings, each created for my children's specific interest, but I am alone in most of them, which I do not wish to be. So then it goes into imagine, take a moment, find somewhere quiet and reflect. Think of your own personal meditation. What would you do? Okay, so I have grammar errors. So that's basically the idea of adding one guided meditation to the 500-page book. Feedback appreciated. This book is about trying to prevent deaths of despair. So even though I may have a name for my higher being, I'm trying to not preach religion, but preach, like, kind of encourage people to get help. Oh, wow. Can you even see me in this light? I've been here. Okay. The sun's coming in. All right. Feedback wanted. Should I include it? Should I not? I think it could be one tool to help in the healing process, but I don't think any book can actually help. It can help, but it's all like internal work. And you know, it's kind of, some people would say it's like a miracle, and yeah. So my autobiography, I'll include, you know, it's Jesus, and you know, I think God does miracles and hearts and stuff. But the Crap Happens Philosophy, I'm trying to keep it not religious based. I include many religions. That's why I think I should allow people to use their own higher being, because it's not about me or trying to preach a religion. It's about, like, let's stop dying deaths of despair. And I think if we feel healed, we want to start helping somebody else too. So it's like a domino effect, which I think will help many. Okay, thank you.